Know the top stories of the day. Understand the issues that matter. This is Manila Bulletin News on Web. Your quick rundown of top news in the country and around the world. Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Be fully informed. Hi, I'm Barbie Atienza. This is MB Now, and here are your news on web. President Duterte has assured the public that the government is on top of the situation and that all government agencies and local government units have been tasked to place top priority on the safety and well-being of the people. In his public address this afternoon, the President assured the public that the government is doing everything it can to help everyone during the onslaught of Typhoon Ulysses. According to the President, the government will extend assistance in the form of shelter, relief goods, financial aid, and post-disaster counseling to ensure that nobody will be left behind. President Duterte said that the government has started preparations the moment they received the advisory about Ulysses. He added that the Philippine Coast Guard, Philippine Navy, and the Philippine Air Force have new assets they can use to help and give the said assistance to those in need.
My countrymen, mga kababayan, while we are facing the heavy downpour and strong winds of Ulysses, I assure everyone that your government is on top of the situation. From the beginning, various government agencies have already been mobilized to respond to the situation on the ground. I renew my call on all local government units and concerned agencies to ensure that the well-being and safety of our people remain the top priority. As President, I guarantee you that your government will do its best to provide assistance in the form of shelters, relief goods, financial aid, and post-disaster counseling. Rest assured, the government will not leave anybody behind. We will get through this crisis, I assure you. As one nation, kapit po tayo, mga kababayan, magbayanihan po tayong lahat.
Typhoon Ulysses, with the international name VAMCO, is now over the West Philippine Sea, leaving a massive trail of destruction across many areas in Luzon, including Metro Manila. As of 2 p.m. Thursday, the center of the eye of Ulysses was at 140 kilometers west of Iba, Zambales, and maintained its maximum sustained winds of 130 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 160 kilometers per hour, according to Pag-asa. Ulysses made a total of 3 landfalls before traversing central Luzon. Its first landfall was in the vicinity of Patnanungan, Quezon at 10:30 p.m. on Wednesday, then went on to its second landfall over Bordeos, Quezon at 11:20 p.m., then on its third and final one over General Nakar, Quezon at 1:40 a.m. on Thursday. As Ulysses is now over the coastal waters, Pag-asa has lifted or lowered the tropical cyclone wind signals raised in several areas in Luzon, while all storm warnings in Visayas have been lifted. Pag-asa advised the public to remain vigilant against flooding, including flash floods, rain-induced landslides, and sediment-laden stream flows, including lahar that may occur during heavy or prolonged rainfall, especially in areas that are highly susceptible to these hazards. Typhoon Ulysses may exit the Philippine area of responsibility by Friday morning. President Duterte took exception to criticisms about his supposed absences whenever a typhoon is ravaging the country, saying he wants to personally share the agony of the people, but his security detail will not allow him to. Duterte made this statement after Filipinos took their sentiments online anew, asking about the president's whereabouts with the hashtag Nasaan ang Pangulo, becoming one of the trending topics in Twitter, Philippines, while Typhoon Ulysses was ravaging parts of the country. President Duterte took exception to criticisms that he was just sleeping while other people are suffering due to heavy rains and strong winds brought about by the typhoon. Duterte explained that he was participating in the 37th Association of Southeast Asian Nation Summits and related summits and had to excuse himself after delivering his remarks so he can focus on the government's response to the typhoon. He also said that he wanted to be with the people during the time of crisis, but the Presidential Security Group does not allow him to do so, telling him that there were already many government officials working on the situation.
Ay may nagsabi na walang ginawa, tutulog, walang kaming tulog dito. It's not that I am at a distance from you. Na may distansya ako ngayon sa inyo. Gusto kong pumunta doon, makipaglangoy nga sa inyo. Ang problema, pinipigilan ako. We want to be of help. We want to be near. And we want to share the grief. And we want to share the agony.
The Catholic Church will observe the Fourth World Day of the Poor on November 15. In the Archdiocese of Manila, parishes, communities, and organizations have been urged to observe the occasion by giving 5 kilos of rice to poor families in their respective areas. According to the Chancellor of the Archdiocese, Father Reginald Malikdem, the World Day of the Poor was established by the Holy Father Pope Francis to celebrate the extraordinary year of mercy. It is celebrated every 33rd Sunday in ordinary time. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines, or CBCP, declared November 15 as Alay Kapwa Special Sunday. Malikdem said a second collection may be taken on all Sunday Masses on November 15 for the said purpose. He added that the collections must be remitted to the Treasury and Accounting Department of the Arzobispado. Alay Kapwa is a fundraising program of the Roman Catholic Church for social services of the poor and the most in need, especially during times of disaster. In Metro News, Marikina River reaches Ondoy-like water level. 10,000 Quezon City residents evacuated as Ulysses dumps heavy rain. And over at Manila, 4,000 residents evacuated amid Typhoon Ulysses. More from this report.
Marikina River reached the same water level as Ondoy in 2009. According to Marikina Public Information Office, the river water level steadily rose to 21.6 meters as of 7:58 this morning, submerging most parts of the city in flooding waters. Marikina City bore the brunt of Ondoy in 2009, where it dumped more than a month's volume of rain, increasing the water level of the river to 23 meters. The local government has started evacuating residents past midnight on Thursday as the typhoon continued to bring heavy rains and strong winds, resulting to the rapid increase in the water level of Marikina River. The local government of Quezon City to evacuate nearly 10,000 residents living in low-lying and flood-prone areas. The City Disasters Risk Reduction Management Council reported that about 2,281 families from 21 barangays were already brought to evacuation centers to their safety this morning. More residents were evacuated in other parts of the city as rescue operations progressed. The local government deployed 4 teams to conduct rescue operations in Barangay Bagong Silangan, with many parts of submerged in chest-deep flood. QCLG will also order the evacuation of residents living near the Tolyahan River as it expected to overflow. Over 4,000 individuals have been evacuated by Manila City government as Typhoon Ulysses batters Luzon with heavy rains and strong winds in Thursday morning. Data from the Manila Department of Social Welfare showed that at least 4,298 individuals or 1,065 families have been evacuated as of 10 a.m. this morning. They were brought to Rosario Elementary School, P. Guevara Elementary School, H.J. Atienza Elementary School, Aurora Quezon Elementary School, and Baseco Evacuation Center. The city government and the police are also providing free rides to stranded commuters.
And here are the top news in other parts of the country. Giant rocks block National Road in Bato Town, Catanduanes. And Benguet reports 127 new virus recoveries. More from this report.
Days after being cleared of debris, a circumferential road in Catanduanes province is once again blocked by boulders due to rock slides. In a report posted by the Department of Public Works and Highways Region 5, motorists are advised that they cannot pass through the circumferential road K003+000 in Barangay Marinawa in Bato Town as giant rocks block the national highway. The incident happened Wednesday afternoon, November 11, after Typhoon Ulysses battered the province just a few days after the onslaught of Super Typhoon Raleigh. As of 12 noon today, November 12, the DPWH Region 5 reported that the circumferential road is now passable. The Provincial Health Office in Benguet reported 127 new coronavirus disease recoveries, which brought down the number of active cases to 694 on Thursday. Of the total recoveries, 125 are from the mining area in Camp 3 in Tuba, bringing the total number of recoveries in the municipality to 266, which is the second highest number among the municipalities in the province, following La Trinidad with 373. Two of the new recoveries are from Itogon and La Trinidad. Kibungan, on the other hand, remains the only municipality with 0 active cases and has the least number of total confirmed cases with only 4. Governor Melchor de Clas continues to remind the public to always comply with the health protocols to ward off the spread of the virus.
In world news, fierce winds and heavy rain as Tropical Storm Eta approaches Tampa Bay. Protesters demonstrate against impeachment of Peru's President Vizcarra. And China's Alibaba says Singles Day sales hit $74.1 billion in 11 days. Let's watch this report.
Southwest Florida sees fierce winds and heavy rain as Tropical Storm Eta approaches Tampa Bay. Most of the peninsula could be affected by the storm's 70 miles per hour winds, just 4 miles per hour below hurricane status according to the National Hurricane Center. Forecasters expected it to hover just offshore of the west central coast overnight before cutting across the state on Thursday. Even the East Coast from Daytona Beach to Georgia could see tropical storm conditions over the next 48 hours. Governor Ron DeSantis expanded his state of emergency declaration to add counties from the Gulf Coast and North Central Florida to the list of counties already added from the storm's initial impact on South Florida. President Donald Trump approved DeSantis' request for a federal declaration of emergency, freeing up money for the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Protesters take to the streets of Lima to demonstrate against the impeachment and ousting of Martin Vizcarra over corruption allegations and against the assumption of the presidential office by Speaker of Congress Manuel Merino. Police and local media reported some 30 people arrested and an unspecified number of injuries, without authorities firing tear gas. Peru is set to hold general and presidential elections in April 2021. Vizcarra survived a previous impeachment vote in September, charged with moral incapacity. Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba says that shoppers spent $74.1 billion in 11 days during the 2020 edition of the world's largest online shopping bonanza, closely watched this year for clues on post-pandemic consumer sentiment. While Singles Day, so-called for its annual 11/11 date, has long been a 24-hour event, e-commerce giant Alibaba has expanded it to an 11-day promotion beginning November 1. China's shoppers splashed the cash in the world's biggest spending spree. As the country emerges from the effects of the virus and tight lockdowns, the recovery in retail sales has lagged that seen in industrial sectors but is gaining pace, analysts said. The Economist Intelligence Unit said it expects China's retail sales recovery to firm in the last 3 months of the year, supported by the shopping festival.
In entertainment, Miss Universe 2018 Catriona Gray pointed out that she's doing her part in extending help to typhoon victims even if she is abroad. This after a netizen questioned her trip to Colombia at the height of Typhoon Ulysses. The netizen said that Catriona should be helping her province deal with typhoons instead of traveling abroad. Catriona responded saying that the invitation to judge Miss Universe Colombia 2020 was extended to her months ago, and even though she is away, she has been working with the Philippine Red Cross since the day of the typhoon to provide aid and relief to the affected areas. In sports, Typhoon Ulysses has stalled the scheduled departure of 3 eliminated teams from the PBA Philippine Cup bubble. The league postponed the trips of NLEX, Blackwater, and Terra Firma back to Manila as the typhoon continued to bring heavy rainfall and strong winds to central Luzon and nearby regions. Some parts of NLEX are impassable due to floods, while several roads in Metro Manila are also flooded. The three teams were scheduled to exit the bubble after playing their final games on Wednesday. Meanwhile, practices at the Angeles University Foundation Arena continue as the 8 remaining teams brace www.mb.com.ph, or you may also subscribe to our newsletter through the link on this video's caption to have the day's latest news delivered to your inbox. I am Barbie Atienza for Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Join us again tomorrow. This has been MB Now. Be fully informed.